Hey, welcome back to It's New. Again, sorry, it's just Mordy and myself. I apologize. I don't know. These SEO conferences, we should cancel all SEO conferences because they mess up with our daily broadcast thingy. Any event, I'll be talking about the Department of Justice request to the judge on the monopoly ruling for Google and page annotations and how crazy that feature is. What do you got?
Slow. AI at play.
Last night, actually, right before I knocked out, I was on like 20 minutes of sleep for the past 48 hours. I got a notification from the CNBC app, one of these apps, saying Department of Justice has requested that the judge, Meta, who's in the Google ruling of the monopoly case, that they sell off Chrome. They restrict Android from being the default search provider, Google being the default search provider there, ban other search partnerships, do a bunch of things around ads and a lot more. The recommendations is out. The filing is live. Those are recommendations. Doesn't mean that the judge will actually rule that. Doesn't mean that Google won't appeal it. Doesn't mean that it will happen. None of this means anything outside of just a lot of news. So everybody's covering it. Go to Tech Meme on the homepage. It's like insane in terms of that coverage. I have links to the filing if you want to read it all. And I guess, it's funny because like a bunch of former Googlers on Wired reported that basically it won't be enough to actually have any real, selling off Chrome won't be enough to actually impact Google that much. I do kind of agree with that. I don't think that's going to be I think if it was just like selling off Chrome, I don't think that would be like the end of the world for Google. But if they do these other things, like Google could just buy their way back on Chrome, like they did with Firefox and Apple and so forth. Yeah, and there's also this other thing from Melissa Mackey and Mike Ryan about something around like Google in the thing is the search query report and how they have to like share and make available data to advertisers about CPCs and SERP positions and stuff like that. And Mike Ryan's like, well, if Google did that, then they will be liable to privacy law regulations, and they can't just do that. So it's like they can't do both things at the same time. I don't know. It's just a weird ruling, but we'll see or suggested ruling. So we'll see what happens there.
I feel like they're swinging for the fences.
You think? I thought this was not I thought this was not like just Chrome and these things.
And the app thing, like it seems like a lot. I don't know. I felt like it was a lot.
It might have been like they wanted to like say Google separate Google Search and Google Ads. That would be completely that would be swinging for the fences.
Right. You're right. That's true. That would be.
But Chrome would break search. It would completely break.
It would totally break search.
Yeah. True, so I don't think it's I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is not the rule. This is not what's happening. It's just a recommendation. So that's big news, but I don't know. Anyway, AI overviews. What do you think about that?
So they're a little slow in many ways. Also at making sure like if you don't want them to have the URL in there, that it's still in there. So per Barry Schwartz, Google AI overviews index serving delayed compared to web results. I think this was first spotted by Lily Ray, who noticed that there were blank pages when they wrote about that TXT file that were still showing up or eligible to show up in the AI overviews. And that they were actually like the results are not showing up in the actual search results anymore, but they're still showing up in the AI overviews. And then it was Glenn Gabe who said, I believe it was Glenn, who's noticed that for a lot of these sites that were hit by the manual action around site reputation, they're still showing up in the AI overviews. And I kind of feel like, look, nothing is perfect. No system is perfect. Google's not always going to get it perfectly. And that's fine. I think the issue is just like it's one issue after the next issue, after the next issue, after the next issue, and it's all compounding. It kind of feels like enough.
Right. So I'm not sure. I mean, again, I didn't look into these details too much. I mean, I did look at Glenn's example, and then later on, it was removed from the AI overview afterwards. So I mean, it was maybe a slight delay. Lily's, when I looked at it again, it's still, at least last night, it was not removed yet. So I wonder if something else is going on with those AI overviews. This whole thing around Google's index and how that index is impacted by different search features, like the Google image index is incredibly slow to update. And I would think AI overviews, for the most case, they probably need to be a little bit faster, especially for certain types of queries. And they should respect the robust TXT rules almost as quickly as possible, as soon as Google search does, at least. But it's not, it seems like. So
that's the thing. If you're going to have it so prominently at the top of the SERP and say, this is the best answer, the most immediate answer, most up-to-date answer, but then it's not actually quote unquote up-to-date, like
Unless
maybe
it's
there's a
something
good
else.
reason.
Unless it's something else and I'm just missing it. So it might be just on Google's end, or it might be some type of other thing that just confused Google with, with all these SEO things. It could be 1,000 reasons why. And yeah, even though it's not like, if we have a robot, it still could show up. Like, it just shows no snippet information. So
Right.
maybe, I don't know. It's very confusing, the AI overviews and how that works versus all the generative AI stuff outside of AI overviews and so forth. So and Google has different robots and different commands and different. It's just a very confusing situation, and Google needs to simplify it, which I think was what Fabrice Cannell did when he went to that thing in Dublin about making it a little bit easier for controlling AI in search.
So we're back here to Google having, again, communications. This is where it's confusing, not sure what's going on. They're not being exactly explicit and have a plan going forward. Here we go.
No.
Here we go again.
Google's perfect.
Sorry.
Perfect.
Sorry. Yes, Google. I'm sorry to criticize Google. I didn't mean to.
And then I saw this last night where Google announced a new. This seems old to me. Where the Google search app on iOS, I think this new in Google iOS. I can't replicate this myself because I think it's still rolling out. It's a page annotation feature where if you are in the Google search app, you go to, I don't know, your favorite site on Wix. I don't know what your favorite site on Wix is, or whatever it might be.
Wix.
And then you start scrolling through the page and reading it. Google's going to inject links on that web page and say, learn more about those words in Google search. So take you from your website or somebody else's website back into Google search. Like, they don't get enough Google search activity.
Yeah. That was there was something like that before somewhere, right? You're not making that up.
Android. Yeah. It's not. But Google said it's new for iOS, and there's now an opt-out form. It's a Google Doc form. There's no like robots file or automated way of doing it, and it's a form you got to fill out in Google Forms. And then every 30 days, you need to opt out again and again and again, over and over again. And you also have to make sure you're filling out the form using a Google Search Console property. I mean, why don't they just build it into Google Search Console and handle it automatically? It is wild. I mean, it's just, I'm surprised this hasn't got more attention yet. It's just, it's only in a couple hours. So I don't know.
But that's, I remember saying this last when the last time they did it. It's not your website.
I don't know. I mean, this is something that the Department of Justice say, like, no, this is easy.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Get rid of this. That's ridiculous.
It is. It seems ridiculous, and I feel like I'm missing something.
Smith, get my website out of your mouth.
It's insane. It's like Google's not only the helpful content update and the site creator and content creators. Like, it's like not only like you're taking my content in, you're going to go to Google, you type in search for stuff that my content will come up for. You're not showing my content, but you're sourcing it in AI overviews, or you're showing it to like scraper sites that may have taken my stuff. Not only that, now people are on my website. They got there somehow. I don't know how they got there, maybe from Bing or something. And then you're like, you know what? I want that user to come back to Google search and do more searches. It is wild, and it's pretty funny to see this. I mean, from a reporter.
It's funny in a not
funny for the. It's like, it's crazy. Any event, I think Greg and Crystal are flying back from the Brighton event, which you were not at, and I was. It's new hat, and I don't know. It's been an interesting week. So everyone have a great day. We are back hopefully on Monday with more It's New. Speak to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.